Hey everybody, I'm Peter G from the Jim and Peter Show. Welcome back to another episode of The Angry Garage. Sit back and enjoy watching us dump our bucket, bitch, and spew. Remember, if we don't, we're gonna explode, and we do this for a reason, because you're not alone. You're not the only one going through hell. So, share with your friends. We know there's a lesson behind this. We love you guys. We do this for a reason. We love our children, and we have to have our heads together. Kick back and enjoy this week's episode of either Jim or myself bitching about something. But we bitch because it makes you feel better. Love you guys. Peace out.
Today, as I've been harping lately on, if you've probably seen a few other episodes, I'm going to stick to this subject because every time I'm telling you, it's been lingering with me, but it feels like it's the root of all evil. And that's quitting. Because if you really think about it, had somebody not gotten pissed off and said, you know what, screw you, I'm done, you'd probably still be doing what probably originally was set out to make you happy. And I relate a lot of things to bands because that's the upbringing I've had. I've been in bands my whole life. I love bands. Here's what I really love. Although I have a lot of things in my head and I feel I'm very original in a lot of ways and I like creativity, but I love to collaborate. I did. Writing music. I can probably write a song on my own, good or bad, but I really rather write it with another person or two or three or four. I just rather do that. It's so cool to watch things grow. Same thing with marriage. You're collaborating. You're getting together and you say, hey, we're going to get together. We're going to put this together and we're going to grow. We're going to do some great things together. We're going to have children. We're going to raise them. It's going to be awesome, right? Not always. In the words of a great speaker, and I quote, and you tell me who this is, but so very true, quitters never win, and winners never quit. Who was that man? You're right. The infamous Droopy Dog. A very wise man. I love that guy. Here's to you, Droopy Dog. But so true. You get pissed off, your emotions run high, and you just bail. You say, I'm done. Especially in this day and age, my mother and father have been married almost 60 years now. My mother and father, I'm so lucky to have a mother and father. They're so old. In fact, maybe if you're seeing this, they may not even be here by now. Because I hope this video lingers on. But I have a mother and father, and they argue like there's no tomorrow, but they still love each other. They get through their little stuff, and then they just go. I don't know what gene you need to have to say, screw it. Okay, we just argued. Now, okay, we got it out of our system, and let's move forward. But that gene doesn't exist that much anymore. Everybody's very 15 minutes. I'm going to recommend a little something to you. Everybody loves music, and there's a documentary out on the Eagles. There's a band called the Eagles, for some of you who know who they are and some who don't. You can find it anywhere. Watch it. That's a bunch of people collaborating together, and they're all really super creative, so that makes it even harder because they're all alphas putting a band together, making some great music, but butting heads and just saying, screw you. And as you grow, and they had all the money in the world, and they said, I'm out. They took a long hiatus, and as you grow as a human being, somehow or another, they managed to pull it back together again and kill again. And their songs are legendary in the music and the rock world. I mean, they just are. And nowadays, you don't have that. You got a couple of tunes from some buddy from YouTube, and you never hear from him again. These guys got stuff that's just it's monumental. Watch it, because I'm telling you, not easy. Very educational. Take it and do what you may with it, but it really makes you realize it's like, and that's a bunch of people. You're just looking for two people to get together and try to make it work without saying screw it. Why am I saying all this? I'm saying all this because more than likely you might have children. If you have children, you need to keep your shit together because it's all gonna, shit rolls downhill. Tell me, I'm telling you, tell me. shit rolls downhill. I have a job that when my boss is pissed off, and I've never had a job before, and now I have a job, and when he's pissed off, he's kicking me in the head. I'm sick of it. I'm friggin' sick of it. But I have to go do what I have to do to provide for my little girl. The bottom line is, you have to keep your act together. You have to keep your shit together. You have to keep your head together because you have children. Some people have lots of children. I don't know how you do it. I have one, and I'm blessed with her because she's pretty stable, and it's still a lot on my plate. I can't even imagine when you have multiple children and you're juggling. You just kind of get by, I guess. I can't envision that. You have to live it to do it, but you know what I'm talking about. The bottom line is, if you don't have your act together, it rolls downhill. Get it? It rolls downhill. Your kids. You love your kids? I know you do. I know you do. But you got to have your act together. Give you another little example. I've been very fortunate in my life here in LA. I was able to spend lots of time with a band called Toto. Some of you may have heard of them, some of you may not. The bottom line is, they've been together for over 35 years now. They've played on more hit singles. You just don't even know it. They were studio musicians, the cream of the crop. I've been lucky to spend a lot of time around them from about 1997 to 2006 or 7. Then I got busy and I had to do other things. We're all still friends. I just don't get to see them as much. But I've been I've been all over the world with these guys. Love them to death. Utmost respect. Musicians, again, top of the heap. But these guys, no matter how many years they get, it wasn't all a bowl of cherries. In my short time period, I got to witness 2, 3, just 3 or 4 times to where there was arguments going on. I don't know where we were and what the reasons were, but I almost thought it was going to come to blows with certain select members of the band. Blows. Blew my mind because I was cringing. I almost wish I wasn't there. But somehow or another, these guys exploded, walked away, and would always come back and go, okay, and move on. And they've been friends since high school. And that's a lot. I mean, it doesn't matter how long you've been friends for. You have to have the dignity, the character to say, okay, we said our piece, but we deep down, you got to remember your roots, why you're there. You have to remember. Otherwise, you just say, screw it. Because in this day and age, everything is so 15 minutes, you just say, screw it. Utmost respect to these guys. And I hope I'm going to have a couple of interviews with a couple of them talking about things, marriage and divorce, and because a couple of them have gone through that. But the bottom line is, it never left my head, because I'm telling you, I never expected to walk into that. There's a lot of things in rock bands you just don't see, because you only see the powerful music and all this good stuff. It ain't all good. It ain't. It's just like a marriage, but times 4 or times 5. And again, reeling it back in, it's all about your children. I love my little girl. And I've gone crazy. I'm telling you, there's times I just scream, but you gotta have it together. So I've been touching on the subject a lot because, again, if you just let yourself explode and just say, I quit, you're back at 2, and I know you heard it in a few other episodes or whatever, 0. Don't be 0. Be the better person, male or female. It's hard. It sucks. I get it. But don't be 0. Watch the Eagles video, the Eagles bio. It's out there. Type it in Google. Nowadays, YouTube, you can get anything instantaneous. Watch it. It's entertaining. It's educational. But that is the ultimate. These guys have all the money in the world. Never mind us that are struggling. I know there's a lot of people that are nickel and diming. You're just working you're working to work and barely got your head above water. These guys had millions, and it's still, they walked away, and they could, and now they made more, even more, because you grow older. Hopefully, you take what you do, you get older, wiser, and use it to your advantage. I live with an older gentleman because I don't have a house anymore. Okay, you guys probably already know that. We've talked about it in the past. I live with an older guy who was a family friend. Love him to death. But we butt heads a good bit because He comes from a different generation than I do. He loves my daughter to death. I'm very thankful. I don't know where I'd be if I didn't, if we didn't live together. I'll always survive. That much I know. But it made sense. I help him. He helps me. We're under one roof. But it's sometimes very, very hard. And we had a big blowout not too long ago. And I mean big to where I thought I was going to be moving. And I hate moving. I can move musical equipment, but I freaking hate. Do you want to piss me off? Make me move normal stuff, because I got a lot of stuff. Some of my stuff is still in storage. I've been downsizing over the past few years. I gave stuff away. Tired of paying a bill. I know you know what I'm talking about, because I know I'm not alone. The bottom line is, everybody's different. And life is not this big bowl of cherries. And, and when he asked me to move in with him, he needed help because he's not a well man. And I needed help because I didn't have a home anymore. And I wanted my daughter to go to a certain school, and I wanted to live in a certain neighborhood, and he had the space. And though I thought it wasn't the best thing to do, 4 years later, here we are, and we're still doing it. So I'm very thankful in a lot of ways. But it's not easy. I have to tippy-toe and do a lot of things that if I was living on my own and had my own house again and all that, I wouldn't be doing it. I miss that. I truly miss that. And I will get that again. That's the whole thing. You'll get that again, but baby steps. But the bottom line is, here I am in the here and now, and you got to make it work. Because if you keep on saying, screw it, where are you at again? 0. So we had a big blowout. And I mean big blowout. And all my head was spewing was, oh my God, now I got to start figuring it out. It's like, I was getting ready to use harsh language. It was bad to where I carry things with me. I can't just let things roll off my back. I am not a duck. The next time you see me, no duck. Okay? I carry things. I'm driving and I'm muttering in the car. That's why I do these angry garages, because that's who I am. And I just can't let it go. And it was unfinished business. And I'm going to have to move. I'm going to have to move. Screw him. Let him live on his own. Go fuck yourself. Even though, deep down, we're friends. 2 days later, I sat down, and as uncomfortable as it was, I said, we need to talk. And I'm telling you, I hate confrontation. I do not like this stuff. I hate it. I had enough of it through my relationship to last me a lifetime. But I knew if I didn't resolve this and know which direction I'm going, it's going to be a bitch. And I sat down with him, and we worked it out. He was sorry. I'm sorry. I told him why I went off on him. He told me his piece. And we worked it out. And here I am today, again, and we're doing Angry Garage. And I'm telling you about it. But I moved on, and we're okay for now. How much further I'll go, I don't know. We'll keep on going. But you always have to keep that into account. And I'm telling you, remember, crap rolls downhill. I'm reeling it back in again. I'm telling you about all this junk, but the bottom line is, it's because so you can be a better, stronger person to be better for your children. Okay? That's it. We'll talk again. My name is Peter G. This is Angry Garage. I love you guys. Like and share. I know you have friends that need this stuff. I can't say it enough. Like and share. Share it. If it wasn't for my friends helping me, I would not be able to help you. All right? I'll talk to you later. Peace out.